Only one thing beats the overwhelming sense of achievement of building your own race car, and that is the satisfaction of winning its class. Last year, in the spirit of Classic Friday, we decided to drive the car to the event, which was a bad idea. We experienced endless fuel pump problems. I was told to install a facet pump, which I did. Turned out I needed a red top facet pump, which is significantly different and more expensive. By the time we had arrived at the event last year, we had already decided that we would build ourselves a race van dedicated to towing the car to future events. We immediately started looking for a Dyno vehicle and came across a Bedford body, which needed a motor and a chassis, rolling chassis. So we found a 1997 long wheelbase Pajero and a Lexus 3UZ 4.3 litre motor with a 6-speed semi-auto gearbox. Turns out the work involved was a lot more than I anticipated, and we ran out of time. I have to say, the evidence is strong that being prepared beats the last minute rush that I'm used to. This year was the first year that I've really had time to prepare properly, and I had the car ready a week before the event, ready to go. But at the last minute, we had some serious issues. 2023 was our 7th Simola hill climb. We've managed to do 4 in the 71 Veloci and 3 in the RescueMod. Despite our best efforts being thwarted by a puncture and a broken piston a week before the event, we still managed to get the car ready and arrive on time, pull it together and pull off a class win in H3, which is pre-1985 4-cylinder road legal vehicles. Once we had settled down after scrutineering, it occurred to me that there were only 4 competitors in my class, and with a bit of luck, I'd stand a chance to be in the final, a first for me. Suddenly, beating 60 seconds was secondary, and making it through free practice and qualifying rounds to secure a position in the final was more important. I was racing. Traditionally, I'd be too wrapped up in final preparations to give any thought to how I was going to approach the event. I studied my fellow competitors closely. An unknown, very well prepared, threatening-looking Anglia. Nadia Falloon, classic car girl in a Mini. Her previous best times were around 1 minute 15. I thought I should easily be able to beat that. Francis Cousins in his Fiat 131, whom I've raced before in my 71 Veloci, and beat me by 4 seconds, was going to be a tough competitor. Considering the circumstances, I decided to take a slow approach to the day, attacking each run progressively faster, getting a feel for the car's handling considering the higher profile tyres and the changes I had made to the suspension, and also allowing the new motor to run in a little. Any completed runs would be bonus, and any changes would be made based on the feedback from the previous session. The relief of completing that first run was overwhelming, more so than any of the events I had competed in before. More importantly, I had successfully completed my first shakedown run, kept the rubber side down, my motor had lasted, set my fastest time ever, and I was leading my class. It turned out that Anglia had blown a head gasket and withdrew from the event, so by default, we were all in the final. My battle with Francis continued, with just milliseconds separating us on each run, and me praying my motor would last. After the 5th run, my team manager called a meeting and suggested that we take it easy and save the motor for the final. I was having none of that. In my final qualifying session for the day, I carried so much momentum through the bottom sweep and up the hill that I arrived at the left-hander under the bridge faster than I'd been all day. For a brief second, while slowly understeering towards the verge, I thought I'd overdone it, but I kept it pinned, unfortunately losing valuable time to Francis, who had broken 60 seconds and out-qualified me. I was envious. Completely rattled by the understeer in the last run, I decided to deflate my tyres for the final, only for the organisers to announce a 1 hour lunch break. And there I sat, deflated tyres, cooling down, and no compressor. After an hour that felt like 2, we lined up on the start grid, Francis, thankfully ahead of me. Somehow, psychologically, starting second felt better to me. In my head, the pressure was on him to set the pace. But once I put my helmet on, the only thing that mattered to me was getting the car over the line. This is what I was here for, my first Simola final. I was not about to throw it away. I crossed the line and immediately called Lou. She answered with, "You did it, baby." 2023 was by far my best Simola experience ever. I learned an enormous amount about myself and surprised myself at how competitive I became, and really enjoyed the little tussle I had with Francis Cousins in his Fiat 131, and especially the abundant generosity and support of friends, family, and acquaintances. Join me on my last qualifying run where I lose time understeering through the corner, courtesy of Simola Livestream.
There we go. One of the Alfa Romeos that are coming out. It's a GT Junior, Ashley Bowd. It's a 1967 2-litre 4-cylinder classic Busso engine in there. This is category H3. It's also a very, very competitive category. Yeah. With a lot of the Alphas and the Fiats. Only can you call. Barry Ingle is an H2 Headley Whitehead. They've got Headley and Barry got a lot of work to do if they want to try and catch Peter McPherson. And he's also driving that car, the limit. Yeah, well now it's crunch time. It's crunch time. He's got to do it now, otherwise he's only got one more chance. One more chance, yeah. And this, of course, will give us classification of the class, and then it's only the top 3 from the class. An iconic looking car, the Alfa Romeo, the step nose, and people call it a Junior, and other people call it a Julia GTO. It's very confusing, extremely confusing. I just call it a Junior.
I'd like to thank my hot team manager, Louisa, for giving up her birthday weekend so that we could replace the motor in the RescueMod and make it to the event. Eddie Fisser Jr. and especially his family for giving up their weekend with him, allowing him to help me achieve my dreams. Paul and his team at Accident Guru for building an absolutely amazing car and their ongoing support and encouragement navigating all the challenges along the way. Garp Point of Sale for the last-minute loan of the GWM tow vehicle, without which we probably would not have made it to the event. And Nick's Graphics for another last-minute sticker kit, which I guess he's used to by now. And everyone who's made it this far through the video, if you've enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, share with like-minded people, and stay tuned for more on the race van and Simola 2024 wide body build. Thanks for watching.